As much as America has been Israel's biggest and strongest backer since its creation, US policy for ending the conflict with Palestinians has always been based on one fundamental principle. But today, Donald Trump threw the principle of the two-state solution into complete confusion.
So I'm looking at two-state and one state, and I like the one that both parties like. I'm very happy with the one that both parties like.
But Prime Minister Netanyahu, repeatedly pressed on this point by Israeli journalists, seemed to go even further in undermining any notion of a viable independent Palestinian state ever coming into existence.
The two prerequisites of peace, recognition of the Jewish state and Israel's security needs west of the Jordan, they remain pertinent.
Only on the point of the continued expansion of Israeli settlements on occupied land, a phrase neither man mentioned, was there a difference between the two.
As far as settlements, I'd like to see you hold back on settlements for a little bit.
On everything else, the Israeli and American leaders affirmed their utter and complete unity in ever more rapturous language, especially on one issue above all else, Iran. President Trump called the international nuclear deal with Iran one of the worst deals he'd seen. Mr. Netanyahu said they were both determined to confront Iran now and in the future. Both of them want the deal to fail or be undone. Mr. Netanyahu said the threat from Iran meant that Israel and Arab nations were now effectively on the same side.
Because for the first time in my lifetime, and for the first time in the life of my country, Arab countries in the region do not see Israel as an enemy, but increasingly as an ally.
And then came one of the most surprising revelations, that both men are discussing a new Middle East deal with the Palestinians, which would involve other Arab countries.
I didn't know you were going to be mentioning that, but that's now that you did, I think it's a terrific thing. And I think we have some pretty good cooperation from people that in the past would never, ever have even thought about doing this.
That would be a radical new departure, and it's all aimed at effectively shaping an Israeli-Arab alliance to confront Iranian influence in the region. It could even see more Arab countries normalizing relations with Israel. But Palestinian leaders have made it clear there can be no alternative to a two-state solution.
Those who believe that they can undermine the two-state solution and replace it with what I call one state, two systems, maintaining the status quo now, apartheid, I don't think in the 21st century they will get away with it.
But Palestinians fear such a region-wide deal would come at their expense and effectively mean that their hopes of a state would come to an end.